Oh,
What do you think you're doing?
I was just, looking for my lost kitty. Here, kitty. See?
Funny, it looked like you were gonna ambush us and snap our heads off.
Me? No. Well, maybe a little.
Goodbye.
Wait! How did you even know I'd be here?
Oh, a guy at GameStop told me.
Games, gear, knowledge. GameStop. Power to the players.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that intro, and welcome to my review of Enemy Territory Quake Wars, so let's get right into it. I thought the audio in this game is what you expect from a game like this. It's nothing new, it's nothing spectacular, but it's decent, and it gets by, and that's what really matters. You don't really hear it all too much unless you hear someone giving a command or saying something such as sorry or need a medic, or the firing of the guns. Other than that, the audio is pretty decent, nothing new though. As far as graphics goes for this game, they look pretty nice in the highest setting, that is. But if the highest setting is giving you too much lag, or you just don't have the computer for it, the lower settings, you can see things, but they won't look as good. The controls in this game can vary to whatever you want them to be, which is nice with the keyboard and mouse combo since you have so many keys to work with, unlike with a controller where you only have a certain amount of keys you can work with. The thing I like about the keyboard and mouse, it gives you more sensitivity with the mouse, where the controller, it has all this auto-locking shit for some games, and, you know, I can get more into detail about that, but I'm not. But what I do like, though, is that with the keyboard and mouse combo, you do have so many buttons for different things that you can just set everything to different buttons rather than with the controller. It has to multitask. Like sometimes this button has to work for, so and so, where, it gets confusing, like what button does what, since, this button does like 8 different things. But the thing I don't like about the keyboard controls is the default controls in this game. The default controls that they give you are just horrible. The first thing you should do if you plan on picking this game up is changing those default controls. So you're probably wondering why that last title card just said plot. Well, this game doesn't really have a plot. The basic plot, if I had to say if it had one, is basically humans fighting off aliens, if I'm going really basic. I don't know the exact names of them. I've never been too much of a Quake fan. But instead of the plot, I'm going to talk about the concept. The concept of the game is sort of like Battlefield, and I've seen this before, which is kind of disappointing. They could have done something really cool with this. I mean, it's fun, yes, but I've seen it before, unfortunately. And for that matter, it sort of ruined the game. Because we've seen it in games like Battlefront, which was Battlefield, just Star Wars style. And I think that this is what Enemy Territories is. It's Battlefield, but it has a Quake touch to it, which is kind of a disappointment. I wish they really would have done something interesting with this. I mean, they really could have. As far as multiplayer goes for this game, you can't really expect much. If you ever played Battlefield, or even Battlefront for that matter, you're not really going to have a field day with this one. But if this is your first time playing a game of its kind, you're going to have a fun time, I can tell you that. But be cautious. If you play campaign before you do play multiplayer, always keep in mind that multiplayer is going to be much harder than the campaign was. The audio for this game, well, there's not much to say. It's average. I give it a 7.5. There's nothing too unique about the audio in this game, except for the fact that there's background music. Other than that, average audio, 7.5. I give graphics an 8, due to the fact that if you have a computer that actually can handle the, graphics all the way turned up, the graphics look quite spectacular. They look nice, and I have no complaint with them, if turned up all the way, that is, and if your computer can handle that. I give controls a 9, more to the personal fact that I prefer the mouse and keyboard combo, and I think once the controls are set, off the default setting, which is a bitch to reset, if I may say, and find the keys you like using. But once you find the keys that you like, the controls are actually really nice. For controls, give it a 9. There is no plot to this game, as I said before, but I give the concept a 7.7 due to the fact that we've seen this before. This is, like I said, this game is basically Battlefield with a Quake touch. There's also another game that did this, Battlefront. Go see for yourself. It's basically Battlefield with Star Wars touch. I don't know if this was the first one or not, but it's basically the same thing, and I've seen it before, and it's nothing special. The multiplayer in this game is fun. But as I said before, I've seen it before in other games like Battlefield or Battlefront for that matter, and it's basically the same idea. But I liked it, and I enjoyed myself playing it. I give the multiplayer in this game an 8.7. I give this game an 8.1, which is basically saying that we've seen it before, so the people who are looking for a new experience aren't going to have a field day with this one. But for the people who enjoy a good game, are probably going to like it. I say pick it up. I had fun with it, but I couldn't score it higher due to the fact that we've seen it before. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I look forward to doing many, many more. This is Mad Mojo signing out.